Yeah, with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disabilities.
This is the Helping Hand TV show,
where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. Like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. And welcome to the Helping Hand TV show.
You have to demonstrate your abilities. I have to be extra careful to make sure that I don't do anything that my failure will be linked with what? My disability. My success should rather uplift and bring ability to my disability.
Amazing.
That is what my focus is. So persons with disability, the time to remain in our rooms are far gone.
So this is why we do this show, to bring dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited and FCC Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. And special thanks to you for tuning in to the Helping Hand TV show. It's been 11 good years of doing this work, bringing dignity to disability. And God has been so good to the H4P organization as we count our blessings and we name them one by one. I'm going to go for a quick commercial break and I'll introduce you to this particular segment where we look at one of the areas that H4P is using to make impact in the disability community. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend, others call her the sweet companion, and others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable. And she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability and you are supporting H4P organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Welcome back.
The H4P organization for the past 11 years has shown tremendous support for disability-oriented organizations with the aim of giving voice to the voiceless and bringing dignity to disability. October 15th is the International White Cane Safety Day, observed by Ghana and other countries as a date set aside to celebrate the achievements of persons with visual impairment and the important symbol of blindness and a tool of independence, which is the white cane. Dr. Peter Obinga Samoa, the Executive Director of the Ghana Blind Union, walks us down the memory lane of how the Ghana Blind Union was formed and the essence of celebrating the White Cane Safety Day.
My name is Dr. Peter Obinga Samoa, and I'm the Director of the Ghana Blind Union. The Ghana Blind Union actually has a very long history. It started as an offshoot of the Royal Commonwealth Society for the Blind. That was established in 1951 in the then Gold Coast. The Royal Commonwealth Society for the Blind is now Sight Savers International. And the Gold Coast Society for the Blind, as it was known then, was like a branch of this organization. In 1953, the Gold Coast Society for the Blind became autonomous. In 1957, along with the rest of the country, the name was changed to Ghana Society for the Blind. Okay. And then when it got 1961, the then President of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, noting the importance of the work that the Ghana Society for the Blind was doing, had it incorporated in the Trustees Act of Parliament. There's that 106 of Parliament, to make sure that the Society for the Blind will continue to exist. Now, in 1963, at one of the society's workshops, sheltered workshop to be precise, blind persons who were being given rehabilitation training there felt that, look, they had come of age and that they could handle their own affairs. So they formed a group to vent out like their feelings or make their views heard in the management of their own rehabilitation. And it was this group that became the Ghana Association of the Blind. So what it means is that from 1963, you had two organizations. You had the Ghana Society for the Blind, which was a parent organization, and then the Society for the Blind was not made up of blind persons. This is very important. It was made up of sighted people who had the interests of blind persons at heart. So they would come together. They'll see how they could help blind people, and they would organize programs for them. They were mainly volunteers, and at that time the administration was made up of retired civil servants or retired teachers, so that there was no financial burden on the organization. Yes. And then the Ghana Association of the Blind, as I said earlier on, was made up of blind persons themselves who came out of the Society for the Blind's sheltered workshop. So this was an association of blind people who had come together to, as it were, fight for their rights and make their voices heard and look after their own situation. The two organizations existed side by side for a very long period. When it came to 2010, the boards of both organizations, the Ghana Association of the Blind and Ghana Society for the Blind, the boards met and said that, look, since both groups were targeting the same people, and as it were, there was a lot of duplication in their activities, because the public actually got very confused. They didn't know who were who and who was doing what, and they really didn't know how to react to both groups. And the boards also felt that to save effort and finances and all that, they should just come together. And so in 2010, at a special congress, the Ghana Blind Union was born. So that is the history of the Ghana Blind Union. But then our roots go back to 1951. Since we merged, we came aboard with the Ghana Association of the Blind, the Ghana Blind Union. Now, before this time, there were also world bodies that also have blindness emphasis. Like you had the Africa Union of the Blind, and then you have the World Blind Union. So these were bodies that Ghana Blind Union had membership to. Okay, so we are members of the African Union of the Blind. We are members of the World Blind Union. We are also members of the International Council for the Education of All Visually Impaired Persons. We are also members of that organization as well. Yes, and then we also partner with other international organizations like Sight Service International, which I mentioned earlier on. Yeah. Actually, if you look at the Sight Service International, we have some maternal relationship with them because they were responsible for the genesis of the whole situation. Yes, and then we have Christopher Blending Mission. Right now we have Sumubi, there also, and then we have the Danish Association of the Blind. They are a major partner of the Ghana Blind Union as well. So we have relations with a lot of international organizations. The White Cane Day per se began in the United States of America. But even before that, let me talk about the usage of the white cane itself. You know that a cane or a mobility stick or a staff, I mean, it's used by a lot of people, shepherds or those who are farmers and stuff like that. They can use canes for various purposes. Prior to the 1920s, such a staff was used by a lot of blind people. When somebody goes blind, they give you a stick to find your way. But these canes were not painted white. They were just sticks. Yes. And many of them were just ordinary color. I mean, say brown, whatever color the stick was. But these were not professional. Now, between 1921 and 1931, the use of this stuff was popularized by the media and the Rotary Club. And they popularized this thing mainly in like Europe. And they actually referred to it at that time as a mobility cane, because then the color white had not really been introduced. It was just a cane. Yes. Now, in the 1930s, it began gaining ground in the U.S. But even there, it didn't move that rapidly. It was after the Second World War, in 1945, when soldiers came back from the war, and many of them were wounded, some of them had lost their sight. They began to use the canes to move around. And it was on one such occasion when somebody was crossing the road with a cane, and the drivers complained that they would have knocked this person down because they actually saw the cane at the last moment, because that cane that the person was using was very dark. Actually, people say it was black. So they couldn't see it from a far distance. And then the Lions Club at that time realized that white was a color that you can see from a very far distance. So it would be advisable to make the cane white so that motorists could see it from a distance, and that would make the user safer. So, and this was popularized by the Lions Club in America. So the Lions Club actually made this their major project to popularize the use of the white cane, because right now, at this point, white was now the main color. And it began to be popularized in various states in America. And states began to legislate that the white cane be recognized in their local law and local traffic codes. But in 1964, the U.S. Congress passed a resolution declaring that a special day should be set aside where the white cane should be recognized. And later on that same day, actually a few hours after that resolution was passed, Lyndon Johnson, the American president at that time, declared October 15th as national, that time it wasn't international, National White Cane Day for the citizens of the United States. Now, this idea went very well, it caught on very well, and was adopted by the World Blind Union. Hence, it became the International White Cane Day. And Ghana, being a member of the international community, we also adopted it, and we also practice. We also we observe it every year as best we can. Over the years, we've marked the White Cane Day with possessions, with debtors, with public education on the use of the white cane, the importance of the white cane to the individual, and also the fact that the white cane also allows the individual that independence and also the ability to play a role in the community, because then the person will be now able to do certain things, and that will not only affect his family but will affect the community around. So we highlight the importance of the cane, and we also take this opportunity to talk to some drivers. I mean, over the years we have visited various lorry stations and car parks and had some interaction with the drivers over there and told them about the spike key. Actually, initially, there was a time when there was an advert on the radio and TV about the white cane, and this advert was there for a long time. But then, over the years, I think over the years, the 2000s, when the 2000s were introduced, I mean, we got to 2000. I mean, slightly before that, this advert or this song about the white king just faded away. Yes, it faded away, and that has been a major concern because of that, many people still don't know too much about the white king. But in those days, when you hear that music, you can, I mean, at least one is reminded about the white king. Yes, but I just want to say that the white cane helps the blind person to locate obstacles or barriers in our path. Okay, and these barriers hinder us from getting where we want to go. So white cane helps us to navigate it. But today, physical barriers are not the only limitations we have. We have social barriers as well. We have societal barriers, things that stand in our way, that impede our navigation to education, to health, to political participation, to even acknowledging or fighting or attaining our rights. So on White Cane Day, we use the white cane as a symbol for that independence and a symbol for our rights. So this year, our theme is launching around the white cane, a symbol of independence and rights. Okay, yes, because the rights are not only impaired by objects or physical items, but also by the other things which may be intangible, but they are also there. So that is the white cane for you.
We'll be right back. Success is a product of hard and wise work. Is 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the Bishop. Today I want to speak to you about an important success ingredient called the law of progress. The law of progress is your decision to take a step forward in every area of your life. Your decision to take a step forward in every area of your life. Success is a milestone that is achieved after continuous struggles, hard work, pains, motivation, failures, and repeated efforts. Success, my friend, is a journey made up of failures and successes in life, and those who never see success are those who decide to stand at one place in life, those who refuse to progress. If you really want to be successful, then you have to take a step forward. You have to decide to progress in every area of your life. Every day, make a determination to take a step forward in everything you do, and success will be yours. Thank you.
Support the H4P organization today. Your financial donations and logistics can help us take care of the vulnerable and bring dignity to disability.
H4P, I can't thank you enough for putting your resources at the disposal of those who need it most and creating an avenue for the voiceless to also have a voice.
The CEO of H4P. Fight the good fight wherever you can. This is a noble cause, and please keep it up.
Your life has been a blessing to persons with disability.
Thank you.
I watch your programs, I see what you are doing. Somebody sitting somewhere will have hope. Excuse me to say, a bishop devote his time to talk about disability. And it means that other people can equally do. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So if you profess it, you confess it, and it means it is actually within your heart and you work. And so your life means a lot to us. On behalf of all persons with disability, the persons of OT region, the chiefs, the citizens, and then the working class. Every single day you live is an additional blessing to the disability community.
Thank you so much.
So looking at what Bishop is doing with H4P, it tells us that putting our resources together, we can do better. We can do more to enhance the quality of life of persons with disabilities.
So this is why we do this show, to bring dignity to disability, to bring hope to those who are hopeless. Special thanks to all those who contribute to the H4P organization through our mobile money system. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. If you have not as yet started contributing to us, please do. Let's help keep this program on air. Let's help bring dignity to disability.
You can also support H4P in bringing dignity to disability. Give today via our MTN mobile money on 0596 313 338. The name is H4P. You can also sign up and become a partner today. Kindly visit our website helpinghandshow.com. Click on the Be a Partner button. Kindly fill our partnership form and state how often you wish to donate to support H4P in taking care of the vulnerable. Thank you and God bless you. H4P, perfection is our passion. H4P, bringing dignity to disability.
Welcome back.
Dr. Peter Obeng-Asamoah gives a message to the government on behalf of all persons with visual impairments.
Our message to the government is that we need to see the government getting more involved in the basic reality of a blind person. The blind person is a citizen of the land. We talk about what? Freedom of movement. And this is something that we all take for granted. But if you don't have a cane, does that apply to you as a Ghanaian citizen? And we think that it is not too much for our government to make sure that every single blind person in this country should be able to own a white cane. But I just want to say that a white cane is just the first step to independence. And there are other stops along the way, like education, like employment, like health and things. So our government should make sure that these issues do not elude us as blind persons. So first of all, there are ways of making sure the government should get in touch with Ghana Blind Union, and we will assist our partner government to make sure that every blind individual in this country should have access to a white cane. There are many children in schools from the basic up to tertiary level who don't have white canes. There are many persons in the rural areas who don't have white canes. There are many persons even in the urban areas who have to navigate the population, the crowded streets and traffic situations without white canes. So we think that government should really take an interest in this. And this day, White Cane Day, we want government to focus on ensuring that blind persons have freedom of movement as per the human rights, okay? Because our government has signed the UNCRPD, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. And we know our government is also pursuing the SDGs as well. So in that respect, we think it is incumbent on government to make that effort to ensure that, yes, we have the devices we need to make meaningful lives so that we can contribute not only to ourselves, but to our communities and the nation.
A heartwarming message to the general public.
The general public, I just want to say that when you see a blind person standing by the roadside, or when you see somebody who you feel needs help, approach the person and ask the person whether the person needs help. Don't assume, because a lot of blind persons, those who have the canes, some of them are very independent and they like to move on their own. But some also need help. So you must ask the person first and make sure the person actually needs the help. And if the person does, please offer the help and help the person. Okay. But I also want to say that members of the general public can also help with white canes. We have a project called White Canes for All, where members of the general public actually come and donate white canes to the Ghana Blind Union. And we give these canes to needy blind persons who cannot afford, because these canes, they're all imported, you see, so we have to pay for them. So we give the cane out to those who cannot afford them. So we call upon the public to come and buy a cane for a blind person, maybe for a child, for a woman, for an elderly person, for a student. Just come, lend a hand, buy a cane for a person, and help make a difference in someone's life.
The media has a part to play in throwing the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability.
The media, I would encourage the indulgence of the media to bring out these issues. Without the media, all our issues stay indoors. So we crave the indulgence of the media to bring out the issues of the white cane to the general public. Let people know that, look, it is not impossible to help a white person with a white cane. And it is not that difficult if you really want to help a person with a white cane. And also, let us project blind persons. I just want to sound this note of caution, because I have noticed that at a point in time, you get the media projecting a lot of negativity about disability. But I also want the media to also look at a lot of positivity, which I know the media is very good at bringing out. So find out the positive issues that can encourage somebody, that can help others to make the difference. And let's put it out there, because people are doing a lot. There are a lot of blind persons who've really done a lot. They've really achieved a lot. And it's good we hear these stories.
Dr. Peter Obinga-Samoa has a message for the H4P organization and the CEO, Bishop Dr. Charles C. Hackman.
To H4P, I'll say we from the Ghana Blind Union have really enjoyed and have benefited from working or partnering with H4P. And I'll say H4P should not get tired. You should continue to do the good that you are doing. You should continue to work with persons with disability the way you are working. And you can push them and encourage more people to achieve more. I think H4P, you've done so well, and I pray that other media stations, other individuals, other groups will emulate the example of H4P. As for Bishop, he is an exemplary person. He has always been there as a symbol of strength to a lot of persons with disability. And the kind of hope and support that Bishop represents, I pray that there are a lot of Ghanaians who can do the same. I pray that he would serve as an example for many people, and so that we will have many more people reaching out to help persons with disability. Persons with disability need to be encouraged. I say this thing because I don't want it to be as if persons with disability need pity, okay, or they are begging for that kind of thing. No, persons with disability don't need pity. They need to be encouraged. They need opportunity, and that is what Bishop does. And I pray that other organizations and individuals would give us that opportunity to prove what we can do, and that support to achieve our aspirations. When we have that, I believe not only the persons with disability, but the entire Ghanaian family and nation will be a better place.
We'll be right back.
It's the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
So great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And
Welcome back.
October is also a World Sight Month, and Madame Theodora from Ghana Blind Union gives a brief education.
So my name is Theodora, and I've been working with the Ghana Blind Union, then Ghana Society for the Blind, since 2003. So, and I love what I do. The Ghana Blind Union has this resource center called the Ghana Material Resource Center for the Disabled. And this resource center has the mandate to run eye services and general services for persons with disability, especially with the blind, because they are area is more specialized, if I'll say that. And so the Ghana Material Resource Center realized that most of the time the people who come to the center for help and they've lost their sight and they have eye issues and all that, when you interview them, it's because they didn't get access to proper eye health, or they didn't have the necessary funding and all that. So we thought that why not start a project that is affordable, that people can get the kind of help they need. So we just started something small on one table. And then we had an optometrist come in monthly to just come and examine people, do refractions for them, and then we'll do the spectacles for them. But then over the years, we've carried it further, and the project is still ongoing. And so we just thought to ourselves that if it's World Sight Day, during the days of the Ghana Society for the Blind, the whole month of October is our Blindness Awareness Month. So there used to be a lot of activities to mark that and all that. So then we just thought that, well, let's ride on the back of what we used to do then. So the World Sight Week, which is the second Thursday of every October. So during that week, we do free eye screening for people, but we choose a specific location, and then we go there and offer the kind of help that they need. So that's our history. It's not just about screening the people and letting them know of their status, but then we also give out free spectacles, especially the reading glasses. And then for some of the people, if what we have is okay for their sight, as per their prescription, we give it out for free. And we have the opportunity to do one-on-one education. I personally don't believe in holding a mic and talking to 1,000 people, trying to educate them. It won't work. But when you have the opportunity to even talk to 2 people, that one, I think, is a better seed that has been planted. So during the World Sight Week, when we go for the outreaches, we get the opportunity to speak with people and counsel them on proper eye care and eye health, one-on-one. And then we also refer them, some of the people, we refer them to our project clinic. And then they come, they are seen. We do follow-ups for those who have extreme cases, and make sure that if they need some form of rehabilitation, or for example, the students, if they need a letter from us just to indicate that this child needs this kind of support in school and all that, we do those things. The World Sight Day, government is supposed to be at the helm of affairs through the Ministry of Health and then the Eye Care Secretariat. So I know they do a series of activities, but maybe what I would say is that these things should be more, and it shouldn't only be done during October or during the World Sight Day. These are activities that they could extend year long, so that more people will benefit for whatever activities or programs they roll out during the World Sight Month. Yeah.
Madam Theodora has a message for the general public.
I would say that people should not wait. People should not wait until it's World Sight Day or World Sight Month before they go and get their eyes checked. People want to observe the day because there's a free eye screening. Most of the eye clinics and NGOs and government also does a number of screenings. Yeah, so people want to wait because it's free. But maybe during the year something has happened, you need to see a doctor. So I want to advise people that don't wait till it's World Sight Day before you go and join a long queue and get your eyes checked. But it's something that we must do on a regular basis, because most of the time when people start going to hospital and when people notice problems, most of the time it's too late. So we must have regular eye checks. You can top it up with the World Sight Day free screening. It's fine. but that shouldn't be what you depend on.
Madam Theodora calls for support from the media in promoting issues on disability.
I hate to say this, but I think if you listen to our Ghanaian media and the trends, they are more interested in stories that will sell. Politics. A politician embezzles money. Somebody ran away with a plane. Somebody ran away with a V8, something. These are the stories that excite them. And so I would want to say to the media that drum home some of these activities and these international days, because these relate directly to the people and directly to their needs. If a child is sitting somewhere there without no public education, the parents do not have a clue to what is wrong with the child's eyes, and the child loses his sight, of what benefit will the news that a politician has run away with a V8 be to that family? So I think for all the media houses, maybe every month take one of the social health issues. Maybe January, let's say we are doing eye. The next month we are doing diabetes. The next month we are doing high blood pressure. The whole year through, so that you have this public education going on and educating people. But I don't know if others out there are tired, but I am tired with people running away with V8 and all that.
Madam Theodora gives some education on day-to-day activities to promote our sight.
What our grandmothers taught us: when you wake up in the morning, wash your face. That is where the education starts from. That is where the education starts from. So the education doesn't really start from a doctor standing on a platform and telling you what to do. So if I want to educate you, I would say that go back to where grandma started from. It is very, very key, because sometimes when we sleep, there are discharges and all that. And then we just wake up in the morning in a rush, especially Saturday mornings. And you are walking around and you are walking around and you are walking around. So this is very, very important. At least it keeps you away from allergies and infections. And then also frequent rubbing of the eye, because we touch a lot of things. And we carry, I remember when this COVID thing started, they were advising us against touching our eyes. Yes. So we touch a lot of things, door handles and all that, shake people and all that, and we rub our eyes, introducing infections. Screen time for the children must be limited. Parents, screen time for the children must be limited. It's very, very important. So these are some of the basic things that we can keep our eyes on. And then eating healthy food, a lot of fruits and vegetables, very, very important. And if you feel that there's any discomfort, do not wait, unless maybe it's 10 p.m. So do not wait. Seek the doctor's advice immediately to avoid something that you may have to regret for later in life.
Thank you so much for staying with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. This has been the Helping Hand TV show. Thank you to H4P for all these years of hard work. Thank you to the crew for making this happen. Thank you to DV Unlimited Company Limited and FCC Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. And thank you to you for tuning in every time. Well, I'm going to come your way again next week. Until then, remember, disability is not inability. God richly bless you and stay safe. Bye for now.